sitting there wondering why it's not picking anything up. And yeah, that'd be the reason why. Wow, I can hear it trying so hard. Oh, wow. Hi there. I can hear it trying so hard to, be the Super NES song, and it's just failing. Okay, let's take out the TV repairman. Oh, okay. I did not realize that there would be a thing I could stand on in the middle of that. Good. Okay, oh, what? Well, that's, okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, we'll have none of that. Don't think we can... Okay. I'll have to get him onto the next screen. Come on, then. Oh, right. Didn't realize that this save state was made before I even went onto that screen. Yeah, right, I still have to jump. Very finicky, the game gives you, like, next to no time to accomplish that sort of thing. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Oh well. Okay, fill up again. Let's see, will there actually be a second, laundry chute? No, there will not. Okay. I do wonder. Wow, that actually does work. Okay. Didn't think we'd actually be able to, get him to stop in time, but sure. Nifty nifty. Not that it really matters because save states, but still. Alright, so at least here the, bathroom is in fact right next to our basement, so might be able to get that trick to work. And we'll be going through him to do so, apparently. No real matter, though. We'll be invincible, so it doesn't make any difference to that. Huh. 2 items out of 1 box. It's kinda different. And these were really fun rooms in the SNES version in that you could just, walk by while also holding the up button and you would get all of the things, but here you have to actually stop completely in order to hit up to check on things, so yeah. Not quite as good in that aspect. Also, this ladder is completely and entirely new. That was not a thing in the Super NES version. I don't even know if it's possible to get up there. Ah, okay, I'm told that I can go into the attic at the end of the hallway. Nifty. Also, I have to say, they are very generous with the cookies in this version. The Super NES version barely gave any cookies at all. So, you know, it was very stingy with the health it gave you. I guess they knew that in this version you'd have a lot more trouble with the hitboxes and the controls, so they decided, just throw them a couple dozen more cookies for health. I have to say it's... oh, right, this. I have to switch on all the lights. And... game? That's... huh. So, might be a puzzle now? Yeah, evidently it's a puzzle now. Okay. I don't remember if it was a puzzle in the, Super NES version. I could have sworn it was just turn on all the lights. Anyways, that was different, but okay. Yeah, in the Super NES version, that's basically a puzzle trap in which, you just have to... you are cornered in that area. No amount of things thrown or shot at Marv there will... Marv in the Super NES version, apparently Harry in this version. No amount of things will make him stop. So, what you have to do is flip all of the light switches on, which will sort of scare them off. But apparently in this version, they changed it to a puzzle to get all the lights turned on, which, that works. Now, let's see, it looks like a very lengthy, jumping task here. This is Home Alone on Game Boy. Which is essentially a port of the, Super NES version, although this one did add a couple things which weren't in the Super NES version, like, this right here, the attic. Not in the SNES version at all. Cookies just randomly popping out of walls. Also not part of the SNES version. Alright, let's see. Where was that other... there it is. Just send our last one down, why not? Oh, and I'm told I can bounce on the insulation. Well, if we can get to the attic in any other stages, I'll give that a try, but for now... we'll just carry on. Yeah. No, well, we have 99 of these, so why not? And yeah, that's supposed to be Marv, even though here he's more, I don't know, a meter checker. Yeah, Marv's just here to check the to read the meter. Totally how it is. Maybe that's why they added this extra animation thing for the... Oh. Never mind. I was gonna say, the extra animation would, or the reason for it would be the fact that... Oh, it's new. Also a thing not in the Super NES version. But anyways, yeah, they just, totally removed the aftershave having any effect in the basement at all. Which is kind of a shame. Also, how the hell are you supposed to jump over this guy? I will say this is actually a better Ghost Boss than the Super NES Ghost Boss. The SNES Ghost Boss kind of bounced around like he had a pogo stick hidden under his little ghostly sheet. Which was kind of weird. He was just sort of bouncing back and forth across the stage. Also, I should mention that the Super NES version does have, you know, a, voice clip sample of Kevin saying yes for these, times where it says yes on the screen. Could not get that on a Game Boy, though, definitely. That would probably take up more space than the entire game itself. Alright. Time to get the pets, and then we'll be done with this game, I'm pretty sure. Unless they change to that as well. Oh, hey, and, that explains that. In the Super NES version, every single stage, your, sort of ammunition amount is reset. Oh, hey, cool. One hit with the baseball, sort of stun Harry. Or, you know, skinhead goon Harry, as he were. Aw, there's a cookie over there, but that's okay. Also, that's supposed to be a pet carrier right there. Like, you know, a cage you would put a dog in. So either that's been abbreviated to, or I guess shrunk, as it were, into being like a rat cage for this Game Boy version. Okay, good. There are still some that are actual pet size. I was gonna say, we might have some, incredibly small pets to be fitting into that cage. Yeah, okay, let's, come on then. Up we go. Now this was actually a... Wait, what? Ah, that's bullshit. That was not a thing they could do in the Super NES version. But a thing that could happen in the Super NES version was that these little crawling lizards could actually climb up so high that you couldn't grab them any longer. They were just completely out of your reach. So yeah, that was an actual way to lose the stage, was, you would run out of things to grab because they'd be completely, oh my god, we have to get 70 things? That's also very new. It was only around like 40 for the Super NES version. But yeah, you could, you know, totally run out of things to pick up. So that's supposed to be a frog. That does not look like a frog. But yeah, it was around 40-something pets in the Super NES version. So we're gonna be finding pets crammed in everything in this, then. Also, just picture that. You know, picture the McAllister house from the movie with 70 pets. And sure, you know, some of them are small things like lizards and apparently wiener dogs. And, you know, things of that nature, but still, that's a lot of freaking animals in one house. And I don't remember seeing a single animal in either movie. Well, except for Buzz's tarantula, but still. There we go. I had a feeling there'd be something up there. And just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and drop that down. Oh, now. Hi, Marv. Dang it. We're gonna get this. Okay, screw it. These controls. Alright, so we're not gonna get it without taking any damage. Still not quite sure how that's supposed to be a frog. Like, the one in the SNES version was definitely a frog. Also, why would the Wet Bandits be interested in frogs and lizards and cats and dogs? Like, the electronics make sense, the toys to a slightly lesser extent, all the gold and jewelry and stuff in the first stage, absolutely. And yeah, some breeds of, you know, very fancy cats and dogs can be worth, you know, large amounts of money, but, 70 of them in one house? And frogs and lizards? Well, apparently we're gonna have an attic again, so that's cool. I guess each wing of the house has its own separate attic. Of course, I didn't question the fact that each wing of the house also had its own separate basement, so yeah. And yep, that's all for that there. Love the turbo button sometimes. Very handy. Also, yeah, they made it much more apparent in the Super NES version. It's always good when you have access to, you know, more pixels so you can make things look like they're actually supposed to look. But yeah, they made it very clear that, that mess there was actually, like, the, crushed ornaments and micro machines and such that Kevin laid out as traps. Yeah, this Jargle looks more like, Christmas cookies put out on the floor. Well, we're almost halfway there. Oh dear, I forgot. Okay, so we have a cat there. Nothing in the sink. This was obviously a very bad idea coming in here. I wonder, can we? Yeah, I think if we could, there'd be no reason for that paint bucket being there, so... Come on. Land! On the top. Don't fall off. Oh, this is not gonna work. And I still take damage anyway. Yeah, it was, fine in the Super NES version, because there were only 40-some-odd things to collect and you can send down 10 at a time. But 70 in this stage is just... starting to regret my decision quite a bit here. But we should be almost done. This should be the last stage. Also, since we already faced... They did get the bosses all mixed up initially. I think it was, there was no boss in the first stage, then I want to say that the second stage had either the spider or the ghost. I think it was the spider, then the ghost, then the rat. But we've already faced all of those bosses, so... I don't really know what it is that, I have no idea which boss we're gonna be facing. It might be actually an original boss here for the Game Boy version, which would be actually interesting to see. Maybe we'll actually fight Harry and Marv. Because, you know, it never made sense to me that, you know, we're playing through Home Alone, and we're, you know, fighting a ghost, and a spider, and a giant rat. Makes total sense. Oh. Wait, are bats... Okay, bats are enemies, not pets. Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, bother. Naturally, we have traps up here in the attic where there are no enemies, where they're only potentially hurting me.